Hello, hello, hello. So, I am working on doing an amazing follower tweaks. I guess spotlight. I think we've done some of these before, but I'll try to do a better job of it with this and try to make this one more definitive for our purposes, at least showing what I use for this mod. Now, the first thing I want to cover with this mod is that I place the mod pretty high up in my load order in what I consider to be game changes or game changing things. Now, other people, when they have issues with this mod, they find that it works better for them if they put it down low in their load order. Now, if you think about it, if you're having issues, maybe some sort of odd conflict or something, if you put it down low down here in your patches area, that would also make sense. I've just not ran into those issues. Possibly I don't use the same other mods that these folks use, so I don't ever do that. I keep it up high. That doesn't mean that you're going to be able to keep it up high. You may need to bring it and put it down low here. I also use a couple of patches for it. Now, this patch I keep very low. It's Leave My Eyes Alone AFT. If some of your followers are like Serana, a vampire, or something like that, you're going to want this so that AFT doesn't make their eyes super, super dark. I mean, it really looks almost black red instead of red, blood red. So I found that that works very well for me. And then there is another patch that I call it a patch. It's kind of a patch or an add-on for amazing follower tweaks. And this is the one that's no friendly fire. It keeps your followers from getting mad at each other and fighting each other. That's all. Now, it will not prevent other NPCs in the games from getting mad at them. When you have followers, whatever you do, do not give them AoE spells. They will use them at the worst possible time. They will cast Fireball on a dragon in the middle of town, and every guard in the town will be fighting your followers, and it's just so annoying. So just trust me. Don't give your follower AoE spells. Give them other spells. Don't let them summon anything that has AoE spells. Again, it's just more trouble than it's worth. Just advice, just friendly advice. That's all that is. You can take it or leave it. Now, you'll notice I did not turn this on right now. It's because I forgot about it. It's not a big deal. I'm in the middle of a whole Preset Madness series that's coming that you'll see shortly, but you're going to see this first. So I have a lot of things turned off. Don't worry about that. None of that's important. What's important is that we do a good show on amazing follower tweaks. And I want to try to cover as much as I can. So first off, I have a new girl that I made, Emerald, and I made her based on the Green Girl preset, but her hair may not be the exact correct shade. But I was in a hurry. I wanted to be able to do this, and I was testing some theories, and we'll get into that another time. But right now, I got her fixed up. I think she looks pretty good. I did change her hair because I like a different hairstyle. So you know how that is. That's just me. So I'm going to go. We're going to find some followers. Oh, wait. Let me show you. Amazing Follower Tweaks puts the abilities down here in your powers. Gives you tweak commands. Now, we don't have any followers, so I can't show this to you yet. And it gives you tweak make follower. Both of these can be useful. Now, I always use the cheat room, and I always try to make my followers with that spell first. But if you don't use the cheat room, that tweak follower spell, the tweak make follower, will work. And matter of fact, it works more often than the cheat room spell. It's just I kind of like the way the cheat room spell works better, but both will work. It's just the AFT spell works more often with some characters that are difficult or some NPCs that are resistant. Now, you notice I don't have my idol on, so she's doing the twirly thing. Just give me a break. I still don't have all my mods turned on, and that's okay. We're going to go to Whiterun. You'll notice this is the cheat room. You'll notice probably I don't think I did my usual saturation, so the color of everything may not be as bright as you're accustomed to in my videos. That's why a lot of things I did not turn on or do. So let's go to Whiterun. And I'm going to do a save here, and we're going to go round up some followers. I purposefully downloaded some followers for us. Now, I'm not using the boost. There is an AFT edition or patch that you can get that boosts your amazing follower tweaks. Now, I call it AFT a lot, so bear with me on that, but it's amazing follower tweaks, AFT. Anyway, it will boost it, and instead of doing like with the basic amazing follower tweaks, you can have 5 followers. You know, you can have, well, 0 through 5. You can have no followers, but you can have up to 5 followers. So, let me do a save here. We're going to show you something really fast. Okay. Now, here's that power for amazing follower tweaks. If you want to make somebody a follower, turn that on, make that your active thing. Let's say we're going to make her a follower.
I'm here to...
Now, it's going to give you this warning because she's involved in a quest. Now, you can continue this at your own risk. For the sake of our thing here, I'm going to do this. Also, I don't think it breaks her quest. I think her quest will still continue because her quest is very simple. So we're going to say okay, and we're going to get that. Now, when you click on her, you get the option to manage her with AFT. So I'm going to manage her with AFT. This is going to make her our follower. Now, some followers already have everything you need, but this is to make someone who's not typically a follower your follower. Then you go into her options, and you say, okay, I want to check out your gear. Let's see. Let's enable outfit management. I want to change your clothes. Okay. Wait for this to pass. Alright. Then you can view her standard outfit or her backpack. Let's look at her backpack. AFT gives everybody this hunting bow, or something gives everybody that hunting bow. You can take any or all of this stuff of hers if you wanted to. She won't care. Then, let's see. We need to go. Let's see. Now here you can say I need to trade. This is like looking at her standard stuff, her outfit and everything. So let's say this is her stuff. This is what she has, clothes and everything. Let's say you want her to wear something else. I actually came prepared with some clothes for her. Oh, matter of fact, let's just give her this. That'll be fun. There you go. And she'll equip it if it's better than what she's wearing. If she didn't equip it, you could always take away what she's wearing, and she'll always just wear what you give her at that point. If you take everything away, she will run around in her underwear. So that's Ysolda. I just did that to show you, and we may dismiss her later, but for right now, she can follow us. I don't think it will matter. So let me do a zoom. So she's now our follower. Now, I'll show you some other things you can do. I'm going to show you this now because next we're going to go and get multiple followers. But first, let me just show you what you do, what you can do. There's a lot of things you can do. What I do, I'm going to take you through what I do. What I usually do is when I have a follower, I look at their info and see what they like. I do want them to auto level up. You can manually level them up, but I have never done that. I prefer just to let the game take care of it. I'm just playing, having fun. I don't care. Now, I'm sorry, that's just the way I am. You can look and see what spells they know. Some followers, now she's not meant to be a follower. She probably doesn't know any. She doesn't. Some followers will know a lot of spells. Now, this will only show vanilla spells. If you have a custom follower that has custom spells, those custom spells will not show up here. So they will still have those spells, they will still use them, but they will not show up in this area. Now, perks, you can see what perks they have. She probably has none. It looks like she has none. Okay. Some will have perks in different tree. You can look at their AI. I'm trying to remember what this does. Oh yeah, this just tells you they'll attack enemies. They're fearless. They rarely move. They will steal and kill anyone. They have a neutral mood. Assistance will only help allies. Okay. So that's interesting, but not necessary. Now, what you can do, other than replace, you can replace their gear and their weapons and stuff. You can come in here and you can tell them how you want them to be in combat. You have a lot of options. I usually set, let's say if I wanted her to be my healer, I would set her for like magic and staff, or even just magic only. I would teach her the spells I wanted her to use, which I will show you that too. You can teach her those spells under magic. Let's see, I think I have some basic spells. So let's say that we're going to teach her some spells. Now I have to equip a spell to teach it to her. I probably have very limited spells, but just bear with me. I can teach her healing and conjure familiar.
Let's get going then.
So you could just do one at a time, but I'm going to teach her both. Let's go into tweak options. Let's go into magic. And I'm going to teach her the spells I have equipped. Now, to increase her magica, you can, you can enchant and give her better clothing, and that will help her stats, just like with your regular player. So I gave her that. That's how you teach her spells. By the same token, if you want to unteach her some spells, you could equip the spell and unteach it to her. You can set her to cast certain tweak spells under certain conditions. I usually use this for a healer to heal me. She doesn't really have a spell that would heal me right now, but let's just say, hold on just a second. Let's see, what do we have? We have flames. We have nothing there that I want to teach her. I'll tell you what, let's stick with healing. You cannot teach her a power, I do not believe. So let's stick with healing. I'm just going to put that on both hands to make sure I get this set right. So let's go into tweak options. Now she already knows this spell, okay? What we're going to do is we're going to set it here. We're going to say, okay, set the tweak spell. Now who should this spell target? Now this is a spell that targets her, so let's say it targets her. Let's say follower. And we want her to heal herself if she gets to 25% health or less. And see, that sets that tweak spell. Now you can also have her target the player yourself if you have a spell that she could target you with, or even other followers. And you can set it up so that she would target you at any level of health, as you saw, like combat starts or whatever. I'll show you again the menu. So you can have it target you or her. Now, at this time, this spell we have would not target the player because that healing spell just heals the caster. But but you would have this, or you could do auto. I'm not sure how auto works, so I never use it, honestly. You could try it and experiment. And then you could set a different thing for a different level of health. Now let's say 50% health. Okay. Now, you can clear tweak spells if you don't like them. Now let's do a different spell. We're going to do the conjuration spell, right? Because this is going to target her as well. I put it on both hands so there's no confusion about what I'm trying to operate with. So you come into magic and you say, okay, I'm going to change number 2. I want to change number 2. Okay, that cleared it. So now I'm going to set it to this new thing. Now, they automatically know, when do you want to cast this spell? Well, this is a conjuration spell. We know we're conjuring our familiar. Let's do it at combat start. Just right away, cast that, summon that familiar, and she'll do that. It does give you a warning. She does not have enough magic to cast all spells. That's fine. Like I said, you can buff her magic with her clothing and jewelry and all that stuff that you enchant. So don't worry about that right now. You can also clear all these if you ever want. You can view her standard spells here if for some reason you've forgotten what you've taught her. And it shows you there, so that's good. And then you can still do resets and different things here. I don't use a lot of these other things. You can view tweak spells, because it doesn't tell you what they are. So you can do a view, and then it shows you that screen again. So that's how you teach her magic. If you didn't want her using magic, like when I came into combat, I would set her for probably magic and staff. That way I could give her a staff to use if I find a good staff. I never use a staff, but I find these followers do a pretty good job with it. Now, if you didn't like that, you could have her use, you could have her fight any way you want, bow and it, because she's blank. She's pretty blank. She has no particular bent towards anything. She has a dagger, but she's pretty much a blank follower with no special skills. This is another girl that I like to use sometimes as a follower because she looks really good with Botox, but I'm not going to mess with her right now. So let's take Isolde. I think, let's see, is that everything? Let me make sure that's everything in the menu.
I'm sorry I asked.
Wow, okay, they're kind of fussy.
I miss the days when the Greymanes and Battleborns got along.
No, I didn't mean to speak to her. So let's look here and see if there's any more gear, combat, magic. You can do poses. I usually don't. What pose can she do for me? Let's tell her to do a daydream pose. And then if you come around here, see, she'll do the daydream pose. She won't keep it. It says to draw your weapon to break it, but sometimes they won't keep it anyway. Let's see, what else do we have?
I'm right behind.
See if there's something else that would be. A lot of this other stuff I don't get into a lot. You can turn these off and on though. You can have them shut up. You can have them recharge their weapons. You can tell them to keep their distance. You can tell them not to auto-relax. You can tell them, you can let them die. I mean, that is an option. Followers ignore friendly fire. Now, this doesn't always work if you don't have that little mod or patch. Beast followers are ignored. Followers catch up, and they do try to catch up. They do. They never refuse commands. All these things are true. Well, okay. I don't know how true this is. Followers avoid traps. Not always. I will tell you that. Not always. You can boost their damage. Followers, no combat recovery. You can limit yourself to 3 followers if you're having trouble. Sometimes I found with some of my games when I had a lot of mods going, oh, I didn't mean for you to do that. Why did you do that? Sometimes having 5 followers and popping in and out of towns was too much. So, Now, configure auto-relax, I've not done that, so I don't exactly know what that does. And I haven't. You can do a reset, but that's a whole nother story. If you want to get rid of AFT, there's things you can do to get rid of it. Now, so that's how you make a follower and get into a follower's goodies and change them around and give them spells and all of that, right? So there is, and so that's the make follower thing, right? So we're going to go have some other followers, and we're going to make some more followers, and we can have up to 5. If you get that 1 boost, you can have up to 7. You also get this tweak commands. Now, tweak commands will allow you. Let me go to.
I work with my mother to sell fruits and vegetables.
Hold on a second.
Fun most days.
Let me go to the cheat room real fast. Now, tweak commands normally your follower will not follow you here. There are some followers who will teleport here, but not a lot. So what you do is you hit the tweak commands, you hit actions, and you hit summon, and ta-da. All of your currently active followers will show up. They will be summoned. There's other tweak commands. I don't use a lot of these. You know, you can do these things here. There's transform if you want them to transform into like a vampire lord or a werewolf. I believe, yeah. And then there's some miscellaneous stuff which you can do. I don't mess with these very much at all. There's tools, summon everyone. This is every follower you've had, even if you've dismissed them, it will summon them. Give me just a moment. I'm a little dry. I'm not really a big talker in real life. Okay. This is reset AFT. If you were going to get rid of AFT, you could reset AFT. And it would dismiss all your followers. It would revert them back to whatever standards they were. And then it would allow you to save your game, log off, remove AFT, log back in, and save your game again and continue. This is set home. You can set your home using this. I haven't used this a lot. I prefer to use, there's another little mod I use for that. But it is an option. Now, when we go back, I'm going to go back to where we came from. She's still going to technically be in the cheat room, so I'm going to summon her back. And there she is. Now, if we take her, let's go down here to Breeze Home. I'm going to make Breeze Home my set home.
Did you know there are some fruits that actually grow better in the cold weather?
So let's come down here. Is she with us? Yep. And then we're going to go get some more followers after this. I just want to take you through what we would normally do, because you might do this type of thing for every follower. Let's go through here and let's say we're going to set home. Now let's see. I think that will set her home. I think. Now it may not. What you can do if you're not sure too is you can tell her, hold on a second. You can say dismiss but hang out here. Now she will still stay here in this building.
It's a fine day.
And she's still your follower, but she's not following you, and you can go get other followers. See, you can say,
I'm going to buy the bannered mare from
you can say, follow me, I need your help. You can still do her quest. Different things like that. Let's have her follow us again. And then let's look at tweak options again and see other actions. You can tell her to get behind you. You can tell her to sleep. Dance for me. You can do a normal dismiss. All those types of things. Now, we did not do a normal dismiss. Let's see if she'll stay here or if she's going to leave. Because I set this as home. Pardon me again. I'm very sorry about that. So, alright, give me just a second.